Your Daily 180, 180 seconds of pure Bible study.
Does baptism require special water, holy water? Welcome to this, your Daily 180 Bible study. Thank you so much for participating in these studies. We're asking the question, is baptism important? And the reality is there would be some approaches, some attitudes that would render the idea of being immersed in water as useless. If someone believes that there is special qualities in the water and you're just trying to reach certain water, then it renders baptism of no effect. The reality is it doesn't take a special body of water. It requires one being submissive to Jesus Christ and His commands. Jesus said, "He who believes and is baptized shall be saved. He that believeth not shall be damned." Now I want you to understand, we need to be obedient to Jesus. It's not a matter of finding some particular water that someone says is holy. In Acts chapter 8, we see there that Philip went to Samaria and he preached. In verse 4, we see those that were scattered preached the word. In verse 5, we see that Philip preached Christ to them. In verse number 12, we see that he preached things concerning the kingdom. And I want you to notice the result. Then both men and women were baptized. Now it's interesting as we go into the chapter that we find that Philip is carried into the desert and he comes across an Ethiopian eunuch and he begins teaching this eunuch that had questions about what he was reading from Isaiah, and he preached Christ to him in verse number 35. And as he preached Christ to him, I want you to notice what happened in verse number 37. Now as they went down the road, they came to some water, and the eunuch said, "See, here is water. What hinders me from being baptized?" Was that special water? Special in this respect. When that water is being used by a penitent believer who is surrendering to the will of Jesus Christ, it's special in that respect. But it's not some holy water that's been sanctified by man or God in that respect, but it is being used to obey God. A number of years ago down in Nandami, Nicaragua, we were baptizing folks in an old nasty drainage ditch. And matter of fact, the translator I had was out of change of clothes, so he said, "You're going to have to baptize these folks." I went down there, and that water was nasty. But let me tell you this, it was precious when it was being used for people to obey Jesus Christ. Join us again tomorrow for your Daily 180.